It all kicks off with the kind of perfectly normal household moment that only this family can turn into a full-blown crisis. Mike tries to be helpful and do the laundry, and somehow manages to tint Gloria's bra in a way that makes it look like a modern art experiment. Edith, being Edith, treats it like a minor inconvenience and offers motherly solutions. Archie, being Archie, treats it like the end of civilization. He storms in, sees the bra hanging there like a flag of domestic embarrassment, and reacts the way he always reacts when he's confronted with something personal in the open. Loud, dramatic, and convinced the universe is personally mocking him. But Archie isn't just annoyed about laundry. He's rattled because something bigger is happening at work. The company is ordering physical checkups, and the rumor floating around the loading dock is the kind that makes older workers feel like they're standing on thin ice. The less healthy guy gets pushed out. Archie hears the word physical, and his mind immediately translates it into goodbye job. He starts comparing himself to another older employee, Deutschmeyer, who he describes as older and sloppier, partly because Archie needs someone to look worse than him. The more Archie talks, the clearer it becomes that he isn't worried about his health. He's worried about what his health represents: being judged, being replaced, being told he's no longer useful. Mike, meanwhile, tries to argue that unemployment is a bigger political and economic problem, while Archie fires back with his usual stubborn loyalty to whoever he thinks deserves credit. It becomes the classic family debate. Archie wants a simple explanation and someone to blame. Mike wants to turn it into a systems conversation. Edith just wants everyone to stop raising their voices before the neighbor's plants start wilting from stress. Archie's solution is to do what he often does when he's afraid: pretend he's not afraid. He claims he's in perfect health, that he's strong as ever, and that nothing could possibly be wrong with him. Then, to prove it, he goes to a doctor, only to end up with the exact outcome he wasn't prepared to hear. His blood pressure is high. The young doctor tries to be calm and clinical about it, but Archie hears high blood pressure as "you're old," and Archie does not accept being told he's old by anyone who looks like they still get carded at the movies. The doctor prescribes a simple plan: relax, stay calm, take it easy for the weekend. Archie hears relax and immediately proves he is the least relaxable person within a 50-mile radius. The family decides they will help him stay calm, which sounds sweet in theory, but in practice turns the house into a bizarre spa where everyone is tiptoeing around Archie like he's a rare museum artifact that might crumble if someone sneezes too loudly. Gloria offers him slippers, Mike offers him a beer, Edith fluffs pillows, and Archie gets irritated because he hates being treated like a fragile object, yet also secretly loves the attention as long as it comes with respect. Then, because this is their house, the calm weekend plan immediately gets destroyed by one tiny detail. Mike and Gloria reveal they've been thinking about baby names. They mention Stanislaus as a possible boy's name, honoring Mike's father. Archie's face changes like someone just told him the baby is going to be raised by wolves. Archie cannot accept that his grandchild might carry a name he doesn't personally approve. He starts twisting the name, imagining cruel kids teasing the baby, and reacting as if the name alone could ruin the child's future. Gloria tries to soften it by saying they also considered Archie, which temporarily inflates Archie's ego, until he realizes the full version they're considering blends names, and that means Archie doesn't get full top billing. The irony is that Archie is supposed to be calm for his blood pressure. Instead, he gets worked up over syllables. You can practically hear the doctor's prescription evaporating in real time. The argument escalates, and Edith, who has been trying to keep Archie serene like he's a delicate teacup, finally snaps in a rare, surprising moment of authority. She decides peace in the house matters more than keeping everyone under the same roof, and she pushes the younger couple out, essentially declaring the home a calm zone until the physical is over. Archie is stunned not just by the decision, but by the fact that Edith is capable of making it with that much force. Edith feels guilty afterward, but she's also proud because for once she did what she thought needed to be done, not what Archie wanted. While Archie is obsessing over work and blood pressure, Mike and Gloria are dealing with a different kind of pressure: pregnancy, exhaustion, insecurity, and the emotional roller coaster of being overdue. Gloria is deep into that stage where her body feels like a foreign country and everyone keeps giving her advice like they've personally authored the instruction manual. She feels heavy, self-conscious, and extra sensitive. Mike tries to be supportive in the way he knows how. He becomes overly reasonable. He talks calmly. He tries to solve feelings with logic. This, of course, makes Gloria feel worse, because sometimes you don't want to lecture about how it's natural. You want someone to say, "I get it. This is hard. I'm with you." Their tension spikes when Mike tutors a student named Linda Galloway. Gloria feels uneasy because Linda is attractive and because pregnancy has a way of turning small doubts into loud alarms. Archie, smelling suspicion like he's a bloodhound for drama, decides he will prove something is going on. He invites Mike over for man-to-man bonding and uses wine as a truth serum, convinced that if he gets Mike relaxed enough, secrets will spill like a leaky faucet. What happens is both ridiculous and oddly sincere. Mike drinks, and instead of turning into a villain, he becomes even more honest about his own fear of doing anything stupid. He admits Linda made him uncomfortable by being flirtatious, and he admits he felt tempted for a second in that, "I'm human, and she's trying to charm me away." But then he did the right thing. He left. He chose his wife and baby over a foolish mistake. Archie, in the middle of this confession, falls asleep because Archie's relationship with wine is always the same. He starts with confidence and ends as a collapsed statue. But the truth remains, Mike wasn't cheating. He was tested and walked away. The result is that Gloria's fear gets soothed, Archie's suspicion gets deflated, and the household returns to a fragile peace. At least for 10 minutes, because 10 minutes is the maximum stability this family ever experiences. The pregnancy stress continues to rise as Gloria becomes more overdue. She counts the days like they're ticking louder. She's moody, anxious, impatient, and irritated by everything, especially Mike's ability to sleep. Mike tries to prepare like a coach because they've been practicing prepared childbirth techniques. He has breathing exercises. He has instructions. He has a goodie bag full of supplies, snacks, and tools to help Gloria during labor. The more prepared Mike becomes, the more Gloria feels like she's being managed instead of supported, and she lashes out. Mike tries to stay calm, but his calm sometimes sounds like a lecture. Gloria wants tenderness, not a seminar. There's also the baby shower, filled with friends, gifts, jokes, and that particular chaos that happens when a room is full of excited people and one very pregnant woman who doesn't feel like being a cheerful centerpiece. Gloria's emotions swing between laughter and tears, and the baby, almost as if it's listening, starts reminding everyone it's on its own schedule. Mike, meanwhile, panics in his own way, imagining labor starting at the worst possible moment. When he hears a hospital page that sounds like their doctor's name, his brain turns it into instant disaster. He starts breathing too fast, nearly hyperventilating, and the women end up calming him down like he's the one about to deliver the baby. It's funny, but also sweet because it shows how deeply Mike cares, even if his care sometimes comes out as nervous chaos. Then comes the peak of the madness. Mike and Gloria decide to go out for a quiet dinner, trying to steal one last, just the two of us moment before their lives change forever. It starts beautifully, with sentimental reminiscing and a toast to their future. For a brief moment, they look like a normal young couple, hopeful, romantic, a little scared, but together. And then Gloria feels it, another contraction. Mike instantly shifts into emergency mode. He tries to stay calm. He tries to be the coach. He tries to do everything correctly. This is when the universe decides to play a prank. Mike ends up in a phone booth situation where panic and bad timing collide. He's trying to call the doctor, call the family, coordinate everything, keep Gloria calm, and keep himself from losing his mind. The more he tries to control it, the more ridiculous it becomes. He's trapped in this tiny space, juggling numbers, trying to reach Edith and Archie who are at a lodge event, and everything feels like a comedy version of a disaster movie. The stakes are real, but the mechanics are absurd. Meanwhile, Archie is dealing with his own crisis of performance and pride at the lodge. He's supposed to participate in a dated stage routine that becomes controversial and uncomfortable in the modern light of day. The moment Mike calls to say Gloria is going into labor, Archie's priorities snap into place. Whatever he was worried about, stage fright, reputation, lodge politics, instantly becomes irrelevant compared to being there for his daughter and grandchild. He scrambles, tries to rush out, and the whole lodge plan collapses in a frantic movement and frantic excuses. Archie may be difficult, but when it truly counts, his heart yanks him in the right direction. The story across these episodes is a roller coaster of everyday life turning into high drama. Fear of aging, fear of losing a job, fear of becoming irrelevant, fear of parenthood, fear of being abandoned, fear of change. And the comedy comes from how each character handles fear. Archie handles fear by shouting and pretending he's invincible. Edith handles fear by overcaring until she suddenly finds a spine of steel. Gloria handles fear by spiraling into emotions that are real and intense. Mike handles fear by overplanning and then panicking when the plan meets reality. But underneath the laughter, there's a surprisingly warm message. Even when they clash, even when they annoy each other, they are tied together by loyalty. Archie's blood pressure may spike over baby names, but he still wants his family safe. Mike may act like a nervous coach, but it's because he loves Gloria deeply. Gloria may snap, but she's scared and carrying the weight of a new life. Edith may be gentle, but she can be fierce when her family needs her to be. And by the end, you feel it. The baby is coming, the family is changing, and no matter how messy it gets, they're going to stumble through it together, arguing, laughing, overreacting, apologizing, and somehow still ending up in the same room when it matters most.